What's up, guys? So this is going to be the first video in this build series I'm doing for my boat. So I have this 1442 flat boat, as I call it, here in Louisiana, but I think most other people would just call it a Jon Boat. But so this is the boat I'm going to be building. I have a 25 horsepower Mercury 2-stroke that's going to be going on this, and then I'll probably, of course, paint it, do everything, get it looking nice, new lights, new wiring, everything. But this is the boat that's going to get built. But in the meantime, gotta have a trailer to put the boat on, so that is where this trailer comes in. This is the old trailer my grandpa had. It was a boat trailer, obviously. He converted into a basically like a trailer to tow four-wheelers and stuff on, and now we're converting it back into an old boat trailer. So first step here is I'm gonna get these old wheels and tires off. I got new ones coming. They should be here tomorrow, but in the meantime, I'm gonna get those off and take measurements for the axle, so I can get a new axle made for it, because it's slightly bent and everything. And then I also got new leaf springs, lights, everything we need to kind of get this trailer back together, and put the boards back on it and everything. And then once the trailer's ready, we will put the boat back on, and then from there, once the boat's on, we will hang the motor on it. The motor runs, but it does need to be tuned up a little bit, and then we'll go test it out. And then from there, that's when kind of the real boat build will start, in the sense of painting it, putting in like maybe a grab bar, any kind of stuff that I want to get done to this boat, I'm going to film and document doing. So this could be the first episode in the series of this, and I hope y'all stick around and watch. So let's start digging into getting these tires off this trailer, so we can pull this measurement. So I'm gonna get these tires taken off, pull the measurement from the hub, get that sent over to the trailer place so they can make my axle. And then while we're here, probably get the leaf springs taken off. And yeah, I think that'll kind of be it for now, until I get that axle, which hopefully will be done by tomorrow, and I'll have the wheels and tires by tomorrow, so we can put this thing kind of back together, then start putting the boards and everything on and getting this thing wired up. So let's get these tires taken off, and we'll go from there. And the trailer that I'm working on is on a trailer, so it's trailerception. All right, so we got both of our tires off. $2,000. I know what I got. Don't lowball me. Just kidding. These are going in the trash, 100%. All right, so I just put the axle on some 4x4s real quick. Now I'm going to come in, pull the leaf springs off, and then probably just drop the whole thing out, the axle and leaf springs out, to make it easier to then pull the axle out and everything, and then just leave the bare frame of the trailer. All right, so we got the axle and leaf springs out. I'm gonna pull a quick measurement for the axle and then remove it from the leaf springs. Going from the hub here, the front of the hub, gonna run our tape measure back. So we're looking at 52 1/4, it looks like. All right guys, so we got everything taken out. We're down to just the frame with the fenders on it and everything. We got our little trash pile over there. That's gonna go to bring it to the scrap yard, get a couple bucks for it for the metal and everything. But so we're down to bare trailer here. I'm gonna go grab the new parts that I have, like the new leaf springs, the lights, wiring, all that stuff. Get that, put it in the shop here, and then once we get the new axle, we will start putting this thing back together in terms of having a rolling, functioning trailer. And then from there, we just got to do the boards and all that kind of stuff. I'm leaving these loose so can kind of adjust them where we want them to be, and then we'll fully tighten them down. But for now, we're just getting them on here. Okay, so now we're just getting our lights mounted up. We've got our our brackets in place for the boards. Of course, we're gonna move them, get them adjusted right, but they're on. Gonna put these lights on now when we can, and then wire them up. And we're gonna wire the ground to be up in the front with the rest of the lights, since the ground is usually the spot where lights stop working and all that. So let's get these bad boys hooked up. Okay, it's been a minute since the last clip, but so far, like I said, we got our brackets to hold our boards coming up. We've attached the actual bigger tongue onto here. And now we're going to take this piece of aluminum, we're gonna cut it here and make it so these two bolt holes line up to be the extension for the wood to hold it up. We gotta measure out where it should keep it even in terms of the height of the board, so the boat will sit even the whole way. And then after we do that, it's basically gonna be waiting on the axle and the tires to get here to get this thing off, and then mount the boat up, and then make any other adjustments that need to be made with the boat sitting on it. So once we get this piece on and get the brackets welded onto it, that'll probably be where we stop for the day. Alright guys, we finally got the axle, we got the tires, we got everything. The only thing left to get is the winch. Get the winch and the third wheel to jack it up, you know, when it's off the truck. I'm gonna get to painting this thing with some galvanized paint, and then I also have some paint for the boat. That won't be in this video. Yeah, so let's get this thing painted, get the axle back in, get the tires on, and possibly get it wired up. Alright, so we got the trailer all painted up here, letting it dry, and then as you can see we got the new axle, tires and everything. That's going to go in, and then we'll officially have a rolling trailer, and then we'll put the wood boards on and test fit the boat on it. So let's get this axle and tires on. Alright, axle and tires are in. I didn't actually film this process because it would have been too difficult to do that by myself and everything, but they're in, on, and it's looking pretty good. You're gonna put this piece right here for the boards, throw the boards in, and then test fit the boat on it. Okay, so it's time to get the wiring done. Like I said, we got it through here. We're gonna connect the ground wires up, get that ran up through, and then just tidy up our wiring here. We'll leave a little extra that we'll tuck up in the tongue, and then the wiring will be done. So let's get into this. So we're gonna get this wire right here stripped. There we go. Twist it up good. Then we're gonna cut our wire right here. get this wire stripped. Okay. Then we're going to take our 2 wires here, get them twisted up together. Once these wires are good and twisted here, we're going to put a connector on them. Get these wires in, get it on there nice and tight. Take our pliers, crimp down, flip to the other side, crimp down, okay, that should be good there. I'm going to take this wire back in here. Once again, strip this one. Take it, put it into our connector. Crimp it, flip it over, crimp it, put our heat gun on high, and get this thing shrunk down. Alright, so now our 2 ground wires are hooked up together into one, and we're going to run that back all the way to the tongue. So let's get that done. Okay, so we officially got all that wire wrapped up tight, tucked up in there, so now we have just enough to run the rest of our wires. So let's get these wires run. Okay, so we got our wires running through this hole. I'm gonna bring this one in through this U-bolt like the other one. Pull it through. See, we got a good amount of slack that's gonna have to come out. Let's see, we got a little knot situation going on here. Get that pulled through, there you go. All right, and then we're gonna run it along here, zip tie it, and then hook it up here. All right. Then it's gonna run along here, so we'll get another zip tie here. Okay. Okay.
These twisted up tight.
All right, guys, wiring's complete. I gotta clip the zip ties and everything, but I wanted to make sure they're working. So here's our hazards. Let's do left turn signal. All right, there's left turn signal. Left turn signal is working. Let's try the right. Right turn signal is working. Let's try our running lights, make sure those are working, and then our brake lights, and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, so I got busy yesterday. I was kind of in a flow state working, and I forgot to film pretty much everything I did. Plus, my dad was working on getting where the bow's gonna be and everything. That's what we're gonna finish today. But I'm just wanting to show y'all what I did do so we can kind of get a good understanding of it and everything. So basically, we put the new connector on for the trail or for the truck. Don't mind these ground wires hanging out. We're gonna get those done today. But it was just a temporary thing to make sure the lights were working. Then come down here. I ran, as y'all saw, I ran the wires through the tongue and out, and then I got the wires held up by a piece of wire to keep them up from being off the ground here, and then I ran them through the holes here, and then ran each to their respective light and zip tied everything up. And then, as you can see here, I did the bunks in the carpet. That took a while, and you can see I did a lot of staples because they're known to fall out, so I tried to do as many staples as I could. But yeah, so that's basically where we left off yesterday that I just didn't film. I'll probably do a little voiceover talking about what I did later to kind of give a better description of it and everything. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at. So in regards to the trailer, all that's left is to mount the license plate, do that ground, and get this fully built and done, which is what we're gonna do today. And then it's a little cocked right now to the right, so it's leaning, but we'll get that fixed up, get this done, get the ground wire done, license plate, and this thing will be ready to go in terms of the trailer. And then from there, we'll start on the boat build. So I'll try and film as much as I can today to make up for not filming a bunch yesterday. All right, so for this ground, we're just gonna be matching these two up, putting them in, matching these two up, putting them into a connector, and then having the ground go to here with the bolt through it. So let's get that done. All right, guys, we got it grounded out on this bolt in here. Everything's taped up and wired in. So the wiring is officially done. So let's get this license plate done. Okay, so this is the license plate mount, because I had two different license plate mounts already, but they're all too low for the trailer, so they'd be hanging way too low. So what we did is just took a piece of angle, put the two bolts in there like that. Gonna put the two bolts on the top on the trailer there and tighten it down, and that'll be our license plate mount. So let's get that on. All right, that is the license plate mounted up. See the bracket on there. How we did it. It ain't going anywhere. All right, guys, so this is the what's gonna go on the tongue here to, you know, push the bow up against and hold it. My dad fabricated all of this, and then I just did the boards in the carpet again. It's definitely overkill for the size of the boat, but we were working with what we had, and it'll be strong, and then we can always take it off and reuse it on something else. So let's get this mounted up, and that'll be the end of this trailer build. All right, guys, so this is going to conclude the first episode in this build series. The trailer is officially finished, and we'll be moving on to the boat in these next couple videos. So I want to give you all a quick final rundown of everything that we did to the trailer, so you can kind of get an idea. I'll throw up some pictures of what it looked like at the start and everything again. But so here it is. Here's the finished product. So starting out, we started with just the frame and the tongue. The axle and springs were bad, so we got a new axle. Made. We bought new springs, new wheels and tires. That was the first thing we did. Of course, you know, a shop made the axle for me, and I bought the springs from them. The wheels and tires I ordered online, and so that was the first part. Then, of course, we have the frame of the trailer, which it's a galvanized steel trailer. So I just went back and painted it with some galvanized paint to make sure it just looks nicer. Of course, you can see already we kind of have some wear from touching it and everything, but that's fine. I'm not worried. I mean, it's a trailer. I'm not worried about it looking perfect, but it looks way better than it did before. After doing that, came in and did the wiring. As you can see, we got all the lights wired up, all going up to the front. So it runs through the tongue of the trailer up here, and then we got our wiring. I'll probably get a wiring loom, like plastic loom, to go around this for now. But for now, this is just gonna be the electrical tape. Then after we did that, we put in the new bunk boards, and I did all the carpet and everything on them. Of course, I went pretty crazy with the staples, and I even did some nails, some stainless steel nails, because I want to make sure this stuff stays on, because it's known to slowly break and come off eventually. So, but that's that for the bunks. Then moving on from the bunks, got the license plate mount. I showed y'all that. It's just the angle on there, because the actual license plate mounts I had were not going to work for how low it was. And then finally, the last part, come up here, we got the new third wheel attachment, just Harbor Freight, whatever, got that mounted. And then here's our whole bow mount setup and spare tire. My dad fabricated and made all this, and I did the boards. The reason why I had him do it is all aluminum that we did. I can weld, but I've never welded aluminum, so I let him handle that. And then it is definitely overbuilt, but we were just trying to use parts that we had, or I guess I should say aluminum that we had, and so we made it work. And it's better to be overbuilt than underbuilt. So that is the finished trailer. So you will have seen all that, of course, the build. I was bad at filming some parts. I don't have a tripod or anything right now. I need to get a tripod. That'll help me set up and film better shots. So the shots I do have are the greatest. And then, of course, I just forgot to film some things because I was locked in, busy working on it. And of course, you know, I didn't film my dad doing all the welding and stuff because I didn't want to put that on him. You know, we're doing this together. So yeah, that's the finished build of the trailer. Stay tuned in, please like and subscribe. Helps a lot. And come, you know, subscribe so you can stay up to date and come back for to see the boat get built. That'll be happening pretty soon, hopefully. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe, share it, do whatever, all that fun stuff. And yeah, thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.